to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Aldermen.
Approval of the agenda. Make motion.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second motion. We have public forum.
All in favor?
Yeah. Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second motion. Yeah.
All in favor? We got public forum.
Public forum. You guys ready? Are you waiting on what's his name?
No, Bobby isn't coming.
Okay.
We just curious about what you got in mind, that's all.
Well, you're the one that you know I need to know this. What do you intend to do? Can you answer that one?
Well, Bobby said that he could tear it down. He said it would probably take all day, and he said it would probably take somewhere in the neighborhood, if he charged the full amount, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000. But he said he'd probably work with the city on that. But it'd be $200 an hour for the excavator, $200 for 2 trucks per hour, so somewhere in that neighborhood. I don't think it's gonna take that long, because I'm figuring on just hauling it up here on top of the hill and dumping it up there. So that's where we are. He said that he would probably do it on some Saturday, would be better for him than during the week, so that, you know, nothing's going on out the quarry, and that way we can take care of it on Saturday. Donnie, his excavator, the guy who runs the excavator, he said he'd help out a little bit too with the expenses.
Okay, so actually the bottom line is it would cost $4,000.
Well, like I said, Bobby said that he would work with the city on that, and it probably wouldn't be that much, and the operator wouldn't charge that much either, so.
Well, you guys have to,
What are we talking about? The old
The
building
old
down?
burn house.
Okay, okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't really know. We're talking $4,000 or?
he said it could be lower.
Bobby said he wouldn't have to have that much for it, so.
So when we do this, we also will have to, at some time, the police would have to block off 61 while they actually knock it down, in case any bricks flew that way. And make sure everything else is all right with them. Like in cars and stuff, we can move all that, that ain't no big deal.
What about, go ahead, you got anything else?
No, go ahead.
I just wonder what the city policy is on getting rid of that. Was there any plan, or are we jumping in on something that's on?
No, we've been trying to get rid of it for quite a while, and we had a lot of static behind it, I'll put it like that.
Static from people in St. Mary's?
No.
That we might.
No. The people that actually own it.
Okay, and these people that own it, are they gonna come back later on after it's all cleaned up and say, hey, you know, this is all mine?
The city has enough lien against the property that we can take it over without them attempting to touch it.
By the time we pay this $4,000, there's more than that.
There's more again, yeah.
More than what that's for.
Yeah.
Do you think they could come back and go to court on that? Is that what you're saying?
They're gonna come back, they're hurt. I can't put it any plainer than that.
So what did our lawyer say? Because it says at the last meeting that the lawyer approved our plan, so what did they say about it?
He said to proceed, didn't he, that?
Right. We have a dangerous building ordinance on the books.
Yes.
I went through the entire process, so I followed our ordinance to the T. Now, he said, well, maybe you should have an appeal period and, you know, some other stuff along with it, but that's not part of our ordinance. I mean, I can redo the whole process all over again, but it would take a couple months.
No, because we have went by the book all
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah, we did.
And furthermore, we also have a warrant out for their arrest.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, wasn't a bench warrant issued to those people when they didn't show up for court?
I wrote tickets for, I don't know if the warrant actually went out, the judge issued a warrant.
Not yet, because the judge didn't want to treat them any differently than the other ones, so, but if they don't come to the next court, third candidate, and that's January
You
3rd.
tell her to send it, there ain't no waiting on them no
Well,
more.
when's the next court?
And the judge canceled December's court date, so it's not gonna be till January 30th is our next one.
Next month.
Yeah.
And getting started when? Next month or this month or whenever?
Whenever we got a clear cut sailing, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
everything's taken care of as far as the legal aspects of it, you know?
Right,
Because naturally, we wouldn't want to jump in there before and then.
right. That's what I'm just kind of thinking,
Be prepared.
if the judge canceled court for this month and it should be next month, let's run with it then. That way, we're damn sure that we're covered.
Well, the warrant is out there anyway,
No,
she
No,
didn't
there's
issue.
no warrant, there's no bench warrant out yet.
Wait till come in there before. I thought she issued that one.
Not yet, because there were no shows, and then you go to another ticket, but when there are no show, then you continue it till the next court date, if they don't show for that, then they get to work. Unfortunately, they canceled December, so now we gotta wait till January.
Well, it's been sitting there this long, I mean, it could sit there.
Yeah, it's not gonna make that much difference.
it might fall down.
Yeah,
it might
solve itself.
You're right.
Well, anyway, another concern of mine or ours is that this property is gonna revert back to the city, is that correct, after it is cleaned up or what?
Technically, the owners will still own it, but they're gonna have a $4,000 lien on it and a warrant out for their arrest, so.
We'll probably end up with,
In the last the year, they have had 16 different places that's supposedly owned. They go from one thing to another thing to another thing. Finance company.
maybe even sold that property after it's burnt, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we got through the trailer.
Yeah.
Are they into that, we buy old houses?
But no, I think we got them by the butt, so I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything.
Well, I guess we'll wait a while then.
I guess.
Yeah, that's, just to play it safe, that's what I would do, Let it go through the court
You
system
guys all
again.
agree?
Yeah.
Wait till January, sure, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave any kind of room at all for any
In the
possibility.
States, I know.
Right.
All right,
Did we answer your questions
I
okay?
think so, and, you know, if the city gets it, I would like to see it, I wouldn't mind taking care of it, and mowing and maintaining one thing and another so that it stays respectable.
I guarantee you, with it sitting right beside us, Ronnie will do it every time.
Can I say something? Well, I'm thinking, I'd like to thank you for working with the county.
Yeah.
That road's been put in over here. That means so much to the town.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, we really do.
It's, yeah.
Need
Thank
to
you
be
very
done.
much. Yeah. You bet.
All right, you bet,
Thank you very much.
you bet. Anything else, John?
I guess I'm okay.
All right, thank you guys for coming.
Bet you. Let us know.
Yeah, we will.
All right, good enough.
Where you gonna go with the bill? Old business. That's not in the fire department.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
I didn't think it
Yeah, we
was.
see that, we're doing that.
I thought so. Bill 939.
Let's make motion to first reading of Bill 939.
To read or table?
Read it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote for first reading, Alderman Clyde Clyde Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenbluth. Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Okay, first reading of Bill 939. An ordinance prohibiting petty offenses, defining petty offenses, violating penalty, repeal of conflicting ordinance, validity of remainder, and setting date to take effect.
Motion for second reading.
I make a motion for second reading of Bill 939.
Second.
All right, roll call vote for second reading. Alderman Clyde Costello. Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Second reading of Bill 939. An ordinance prohibiting petty offenses, defining petty offenses, violating penalty, repeal of conflicting ordinance, validity of remainder, and setting date to take effect. Motion, now we gotta do the approval for it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve Bill 939.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote for approval. Alderman Clyde Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Ordinance 939 passed.
Okay, we're gonna do 940, right? That's on this call for general election.
I make a motion for first reading of Bill number 940.
Yes, 940.
I'll second the motion.
All right, roll call vote for first reading of Bill 940. Alderman Clyde Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
First reading of Bill 940. An ordinance calling for general election in the city of St. Mary, Missouri, setting the date of election, officials to be elected, and the location of the election.
Make a second motion.
Make a second motion.
For
Make a motion for second reading of Bill 940.
Second.
All right, roll call vote for second reading of Bill 940. Alderman Clyde Costello. Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Second reading of Bill 940. An ordinance calling for a general election in the city of St. Mary, Missouri, setting the date of election, officials to be elected, and the location of the election.
Yes. You
Make
have
a-
to get approval, don't you?
Yeah, we're gonna do like 3 roll calls on these things.
Yeah.
Make a motion to adopt Bill 940.
I'll second it.
Roll call for passage of Bill 940. Alderman Clyde Costello. Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Ordinance 940
But
passed.
you need to never mind. Okay, everybody ready? We got Bill 941.
Make a motion for first reading of Bill number 941.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote for first reading of Bill 941. Alderman Clyde Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
First reading of Bill 941.
Let's have a second. Second reading.
Well, I gotta read it first. All right, an ordinance of the city of St. Mary, Missouri imposing a use tax for general revenue purposes at the rate of 2% for the privilege of storing, using, or consuming within the city any article of tangible personal property pursuant to the authority granted by and subject to the provisions of sections 144.600 through 144.761 revised Missouri State Statute, providing for the use tax to be repealed, replaced, or raised in the same amount as the city sales tax is repealed, replaced, or raised, and providing for submission of the proposal to the qualified voters of the city for their approval at the general election called and to be held in the city on Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018.
Need a motion?
Make a
I
motion.
make a motion second reading of Bill 941.
Second the motion.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll call vote for second reading of 941. Alderman Clyde Costello.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenbluth.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Second reading of Bill 941. An ordinance of the city of St. Mary, Missouri imposing a use tax for general revenue purposes at the rate of 2% for the privilege of storing, using, and consuming within the city any article or tangible personal property pursuant to the authority granted by and subject to the provisions of section 144.600 through 144.761 revised Missouri State Statutes, providing for the use tax to be repealed, replaced, or raised in the same amount as any sales tax is repealed, replaced, or raised, and providing for submission of the proposal to the qualified voters of the city for their approval at the general election call-in to be held in the city on Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018.
I'll make a motion,
Third reading.
All right.
I'll make a motion to accept bill 941.
I'll second it.
All right. Roll call vote for approval. Alderman Clyde Sue.
Aye.
Alderman Rose Rosenzweig.
Aye.
Alderman Paul Franklin.
Aye.
Ordinance 941 has passed. All right.
Okay, so we got employee year-end bonus? No. You really confused the person. Departmental reports,
All right.
Betty, you're first.
Yeah, believe it or not, Steven's still sending paperwork on this flood thing, so I'm not quite done with the paperwork phase.
What about this employee bonus deal?
I think we're waiting until next year.
Huh?
I think we're waiting until next year on that.
No, not for the Christmas.
Oh, the
bonus.
Christmas.
Never mind.
Christmas.
Now, you screwed up, not me this time.
I did. I thought we were talking raises.
I'm sorry, though.
Never mind, my bad. My bad, totally.
I think it comes before New Year's. Rumor has it, it
Yeah.
comes before New Year's, so.
What about it? Anything about it?
Well,
What it is every year, traditionally, the employees get a year-end Christmas bonus. It's 20 extra hours on their regular paycheck, so they do pay the taxes on it, so it's all up and up. And a $25 Walmart gift card.
I don't problem with
I don't have a problem with it either.
Okay. Now can we go on? Okay. You ain't got nothing, so we want water and sewer.
What?
Are you water and sewer?
Whatever happened to emergency management report?
He doesn't have nothing.
Oh. Maybe I don't either.
Whatever
I told
turns
you.
your crank.
it. You should wear that hat.
I knew it, but I screwed up. All water and sewer samples were good. We had to replace some components in, I think it was 3 grinder boxes, and we had to replace a grinder. That's it. We're running out of grinders, I know that.
Maybe Santa Claus will be good, please.
I hope so.
Is that it?
That's it.
Park and cemetery report.
I don't know if they do.
Street department.
I really don't have anything to report.
Frankie, fire department.
I had 2 EMS calls, and 1 brush fire call. And everything is, we're putting in for the community development grant. That's basically all I got.
And now we have a police department.
Alright, evening was saying went good, we had a total of 15 kids. Toy drive come to the end, we did pretty good for first toy drive. Reserves worked last weekend, they came across 1 DWI, 5 minor possession. 1 drug while revoked, 1 possession of marijuana. Also the police department's also going for the community foundation grant for officer safety items. That's all I got.
That's it. Okay, now, do you have any dogs running around?
Nothing to report.
Alrighty. You guys know what that means, don't you?
I think it's time to adjourn the meeting. I'm at the motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
I was thinking
Except
about
Brenda.
it, you know.